welcome back to my channel and also the casual couch because it's just becoming the regular filming couch because I've become too lazy to go set up my usual filming area. There's a bunch of crap in the library right now and I don't want to have to clean it up. So we're out here on the couch. Again, guess what? Tags are back. We're doing tags. I've been tagged in a couple of things and I'm sort of losing track, so if you have tagged me in something, please remind me. I'm not snubbing you, I just don't remember what all I've been tagged in because I don't write it down right away like I should. But I know I've been tagged in this one, the Writers Are Punk tag, originally by Writer Punk. Imagine that. We're not gonna waste any time, we're gonna get right down to the tag. I know for a while people were saying I did too many tags, but I've given you a nice break, so let's do some tags. The first question is, what makes your writing voice unique? And that's a great question and I really don't know how to answer it. I feel like I do have a very strong voice, but I don't know if I can explain it. Like, I think you kind of just have to read my writing and experience it for yourself. I will say that I feel like I write like a millennial. There's a certain voice that I feel like millennials have, especially those of us who may have come up from writing fan fiction to begin with. I kind of did both. I've always been sort of a hybrid of original and fan fiction, but there's a certain voice that we kind of have, and I think I have it. The next question is, have you ever been teased or bullied about being a writer? No one would dare. Honestly, no. The biggest problem I have as a writer is that nobody cares. People are over me being a writer. I've been writing for so long that no one is impressed anymore. No one even really has strong feelings enough to mock me. They're just like, oh, she's written another book. She'll probably want me to read it. Apathy is the usual reaction when I tell people I'm a writer now. Question 3. Which is your stick-it-to-the-man character? All of them. I think I'm gonna go with Song from my sci-fi that recently began querying. In the beginning of the book, Song does start out very indoctrinated. She is an intergalactic slave that is placed in a gladiatorial arena in space. And when she starts out, like I said, she is very much just trying to figure out how to survive, but slowly she grows and she becomes a real stick-it-to-the-man character. That part was always in her, and it shows itself from time to time, but eventually she gets there. Question 4. What is the most unconventional way you've used or subverted a trope? I don't know if I could pinpoint one. I love to subvert tropes. I love to subvert expectations. A lot of people have mentioned when they're reading my writing that they expect it's gonna go one way and then I surprise them when it goes another way. I am not saying that I never use tropes the way that you're expecting, but I do try to subvert them as much as possible. I suppose, okay, one thing that I do, and I might mention it further down in this as well, is I don't kill the animals. That's a trope that I am happy to subvert. Books, movies, it doesn't matter. If there's an animal in it, you know it's probably gonna die for the feels. And I do not. I stan animals surviving the story. If you read my story and there is an animal, I have not killed a main character animal yet. The human characters, however, they're not so safe. What is your favorite book or character that no one has heard of? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Read Tamara Pierce's Becca Cooper series, starting with Terrier. You've maybe read some Pierce before, but this is her best in my opinion, and I don't think anyone's really heard of it. We've all heard of Song of the Lioness. We've even probably heard of the Trickster series, but like, the Becca Cooper series is so strong and so underappreciated. I just, mwah, chef's kiss, I love it. Question 6, what trend or genre do you dislike? I am not really into fae. There's a whole lot of fae books right now, and I just am... I've tried with it, but I just can't get into it. I think a big problem I have with it is that authors aren't brave enough to make the fake characters truly behave in inhuman ways. The most we get is that the fae are kind of dicks for a while until our human character is able to like get to know them, and then lots of fae sex. Question 7, do you want to be traditionally published or self-published? Both! I want to be a hybrid author. I write too damn many books. I'm not good enough at promoting myself to only do self-publishing, but I also write too much for me to be tied down into only traditional, so I'm really hoping that I can swing both. I do have one book that is self-published. It's called Phoenix. I did publish it quite a while ago, so when somebody tells me they're reading it, I'm like, okay. It's still a fun book, but like my writing has come so far since then. But I'm not stopping you from reading it, so if you want to check out Phoenix, go ahead. I will be self-publishing another book, hopefully this year. It's called The Wolf and the Hawk, and it is a fantasy romance. I'm calling it Romance for People Who Don't Like Romance. I'm editing it now, really hoping to get it out this year. Question 8, what is something you do that you don't see other writers doing? I thought about this and this came to my mind immediately. I don't see, especially not in the traditional scene. Maybe it is more in the self-published indie scene, but queer characters being explicitly queer on the page, especially pansexual and bisexual characters and asexual characters. I've had people argue, you know, oh, my character is coded asexual. I never really say it, but you can get the idea. And I'm like, you know what? That may be great if asexuals had, like, any representation at all. There's, like, you can probably count on one hand how many books and stories you can think of that have a canonically asexual character in them. So I think it's really important to make it explicitly queer. Use the language if you can. Put it on the page. If you're writing a fantasy or something and they don't have the language, find other ways to make it completely clear, especially if your character is one of the more invisible sexualities like bisexual or asexual. But anyway, that's something I do in my stories. I do it a lot. I make it clear. If I've got queer characters, I want people to know who they are. Because I feel like representation only counts if you can tell that the character is representing you. Question 9, do you use a pen name or your real name? My real name is on my currently self-published book, but I'd prefer that my future books come out with Julian Greystoke on them, as that's what I'm mostly known as online, and you can find much more stuff with Julian Greystoke than with my real name. However, we will have to see if I become a hybrid author, where I end up using my real name, where I end up using Julian Greystoke. Traditional publishing might not want me to use it in both places. We'll see if I even get traditionally published, who knows. And question 10, what is a trope, style, character, archetype, theme, or plot device that you love and most people dislike? What is something that I love that most people dislike? I don't know. I guess I don't really know what's like popular to dislike right now. What's a trope that nobody likes?
This is Julian from the future, and if you hear any weird noises, Nigel is in the room with me. There he is. You hear him? Hi, Nigel. Nigel and I would like to say that we both really enjoy fairy tale retellings, and they were in fashion for a while, but I think they're kind of going out of fashion, and I do hear more people saying, ugh, I don't like retellings. I am here for retellings. It's like the fan fiction that you're allowed to write, the fan fiction you're allowed to love. And I've written one myself, which was querying for a while, although it has since been put on the back burner, so I am here for fairy tale retellings.
There you go. Those were my answers to the Writers Are Punk tag. I should probably tag people, but I don't actually know who in the community has already been tagged, so if you want to be officially tagged, just let me know and I'll put your name down in the doobly-doo. Guys, if I'm too lazy to actually write down who has tagged me and what, then you can bet I am too lazy to search through and find out who's done what tag. This is a really fun tag though, so if you feel like doing it, 100%, just like do it. Like steal it from me. That's what I usually do to get my tags. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you want to see more, my channel is chock full of content for your binging pleasure. But if you must have brand new videos, then you can come back every Monday and Friday and sometimes Saturdays when I will have brand new videos for you. Or if you can't get enough, even then you can support me over on Patreon where you will get access to exclusive videos not seen here on the regular channel. All the links to my social media are in the doobly-doo for ease of your clicking, and I will see you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Bye!
What's that? You say you want to hear about patrons? Well, have I got some patrons for you. They are Adrienne, Lennox, Amanda, Irene, Jenny, Jesper, Lisa, Ryakio, Sabby Panda, Savvy, Scribbling Cat and Zaire. Isn't that the best bunch of patrons you have ever heard of in your whole life? Oh, I don't know what you've been told, but this gal right here's gonna rule the world. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna be, because I wanna be. No, I don't wanna sit still, look pretty.